Well, good early morning, everyone. We're going to get back on the garage project. If you haven't seen the earlier video, I'll link it up here. At the end of that video, we had the vertical supports in and the center beam in, which is up here behind me with the peacock sitting on it. And also the support beam on the wall, getting ready to put the floor joist in. So tonight I'm going to start putting the joist hangers up and maybe get some joists in.
Hello, and welcome to our channel. We're glad you're here.
Alright, the way I'm going to do this, I've got the joist hanger, little drop piece of wood for sizing, these galvanized nails that are sold by the same company that makes the joist hangers, and my marks on the beam. So what I'm going to do is take the joist hanger, as you can see it's kind of spread out. Just going to squeeze that together a little bit to kind of straighten it out a little. Sorry, this is hard to do with one hand. I'm going to put my piece of wood in there, mark it, or set it up on my mark, use a hammer to drive these little tabs in to hold it in position, and then add 6 nails to these holes. And then once the actual joist goes in, you run the nails through here at an angle, and it kind of automatically toenails them in. Imagine I'll use a longer nail for these than I do for these. So I'll get one up there and show you what it looks like. Okay, there's the first 2 in position. I actually found it's easier if I drive one tab in and put 3 nails on one side and then squeeze it up tight against my spacer board, drive the other tab in and put the other nails in. It just holds itself better that way than trying to hold the tab and then tighten it up on the board. It ends up kind of swinging on the bottom a little bit. So if I nail the one side down first, it holds it in position. So there's the first 2, another 22 to go. Got 10 more on this board and 12 to run on this board, and then I can start putting the joists in. Okay, well I guess I kind of have to apologize. I was out here a couple nights ago and got all these floor joists put in and didn't film. I was just kind of in a hurry to get it done and didn't think to go get the camera. So all the floor joists are in on this half of the loft, and we have already hauled the sheets of plywood we need to deck this side. And if you remember my previous video, I mentioned we got this used plywood from like a skate park. Now there's some of the painting and graffiti that we're going to put up so it's not visible from the bottom. But that was the used lumber we got. So today I'm going to slide these pieces into position along the edge here, and we're going to notch out for these support posts. We're not going to go all the way to the wall because of the wiring, but we also don't want this 6-inch gap here. So we're going to bring the floor back to maybe 1 inch off of this piece, so we can, thank you peacocks, so we can also still run wiring down through here in the future. Our long-term goal is to run some studs from the bottom of this down to the floor and insulate underneath here. And I don't know if we're going to drywall it or pegboard it or what we're going to use for a wall surface, but we'd like to insulate underneath here so when we put the wood burner in, the shop area will stay warmer than the rest of the garage. So I will start moving this plywood in position and mark it to notch, and we'll start laying this floor down. Alright, there is almost 1/2 that's all decked. I still need to nail it all down. It's got a couple tack nails in it to hold it, but my nail gun ran out of gas cartridge, so we got 2 nails or 3 nails in, and then it wouldn't shoot anymore. So we just hand nailed them just to keep them in position. We are going to be about 1 foot over onto the other side. So these two boards are just laying there temporary so we can walk up here. But these 6 are down so as permanent as they can be till I get some nails. And we also need to start putting the ledger boards in around this side so we can get the rafters in over here and deck this side as well. So there's where we're at so far. We're making some progress. Good evening, everyone. We have not touched this loft project in probably well over a month. But this morning we were able to get the back stall all cleaned out, and tonight I am going to start moving everything that's over here, all these buckets of tools and the toolboxes and stuff along that back wall, so we can start putting the loft in on this side of the garage. So next time I start filming this is all going to be cleaned out, and we will start adding the loft to the other half of the garage. To get started with the other side of the loft, what I've done is taken this old cutting board, and there's a couple nails wedged under the front here and this one on the corner to get this cutting board leveled. And then I sat my laser level on it and used the adjustment knobs and the 2 sight glasses to get the laser leveled. When you turn it on, it projects a beam over across the garage. So what I will do is mark where that red laser's at. I'll turn the laser, mark this column, and turn it again, and mark this column. And that'll give me a level line on the other side. Then what I'll need to do is measure the distance where that laser's hitting my hand down to the top of this beam, and that'll give me the actual height I need. Then I'll go back over from this mark and I'll transfer down whatever that distance is and make a mark on all 3 columns, and that'll be the top of our header plate on that side. So we'll get these marked and get that header up. Now there's an example of the 2 marks. Top mark here is where the laser was hitting, and the mark below it is 2 1/4 inches below, which was the height of that center beam. So we will put our header in at this level here, and we're almost exactly level with this outside purlin, which is about where we wanted to be. We're off maybe a 1/16 or more, so that's not too shabby. So we'll get that header piece in there and get the joist hangers in and start dropping the floor joists in for this thing. It's been a while since we've been out here working on this garage loft, but so far today I've gotten the header up on the back wall, the first floor joist up on the outside edge, and I'm not sure how well we can see this, but the joist locations are marked on both sides for the joist hangers. So I'll get the joist hangers on here and we will start putting floor joists in. Well, progress is being made. I've got all the joist hangers up, and the first 2 joists in the back are already up. This might just get finished today. Well, floor joists are all in. Now all we have to do is haul the rest of the plywood up here and get the decking down. Well, there it is. Finally have the loft built. We were 2 1/2 sheets of plywood short. Fortunately, Paula had some old 3/4 down in the corner down in here. We were able to pull 3 sheets out and get it finished. So it is fully decked. It is not completely nailed down yet. It's nailed like at each joist and down both ends for the most part, but we're going to need to snap some chalk lines and fill in with nails in the middle. But I think I'm just about out of nails for my pass load nailers. We're going to have to get some of the ring shank small nails. But this is fully decked now, so we can start cleaning up in here. I'm standing like right on the middle beam, This half over here, I think we're going to do is more of a wood shop area, so Paula has somewhere to work on her repurposed furniture. And then this half back here is going to be more of the metal shop with the toolboxes and the drill press and the welder and things like that. And of course I'm talking underneath, not up here, because this is all going to be storage up here. I think I mentioned earlier we're going to hang some of the mesh round bale cover on here to keep the peacocks out. And on this side here underneath we're going to put a solid wall in and probably install the wood burner directly under here with the chimney coming up on the outside. And eventually we're, along with this wall here underneath, we're going to fill in with studding underneath the whole way around, insulate that, and then I don't know if we're going to drywall or pegboard or luan or what for a wall surface. But we're going to try and insulate this whole shop area so that the wood burner can keep it pretty warm in the winter, but it will still be able to kind of heat the common area out here. So that is the loft project. We will continue filming as we organize out here because it is such a disaster, and show you how we decide to organize our shop area. So with that, we will finally end this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Always appreciate a thumbs up. And any questions or comments, please put them down below. You have a good evening.